Clever terms, puppy dog clothes, 30 days free. If you're a really good coach, give them 30 days free of coaching, and then boom. At day 31, you start paying me. What the heck? And by the way, let's say you take on 10 clients and you only get 3 clients that convert and become paying clients. But you just learned from 10 clients, because if you've got time to spend with 10 coaching clients, then you don't have enough coaching clients. You need to get things jacked up. So you can afford to coach for free, because then you're going into training. How long did Tom Brady throw a football before he started getting paid? A long time, right? How long did, Wayne Gretzky stick hand on an ice hockey puck before he started getting paid? But we all, and not we all, just, collectively as a society, it's like we want to get paid pretty early in the piece a lot of the time. It's like, you know what? Go do some hard yards before we get moving. Create some scarcity. Absolutely. Like, again, guys, scarcity is a huge tactic. When you want to close a deal, you can't just be available to everybody, guys, or magically they're going to give you a maybe. So I take on 10 clients and 10 clients only. My price is this. And basically, I got 8 clients signed up. I got an event coming up in 2 weeks' time. I got about 36 people booked. I expect about 50. Trust me, I'm going to have some coaching clients out of that. I don't necessarily want them. I prefer to sell them into my automated stuff on the internet. That sounds good to them, right? But look, I want to work with you for these reasons. If you want to get this deal done, let's do it. But I only understand this. I look after 10 coaching clients and 10 coaching clients only, or 12, or 15, or 20, whatever your number is. But you probably find, guys, once you take after 15 clients, I don't know how many of you have got to that point, but 15 clients, man, your brain's fried, and like that's enough work for you guys. You got to start bringing on a coach for sure. Attract more referrals. Talked about that earlier, but that's something as a coach that are available to you. And you're a coach and you're helping these people. You guys have experienced it. I mean, it's very, very powerful. The opportunity to get a referral and get a referral quickly, it's there. And then offer exclusivity. Okay, well, you're a realtor. I'm not going to work with another realtor in the particular space or in this particular geography, in this particular city, state, or suburb. So, and again, guys, it's part of an offer. That's what it is. Understand that. Like when you offer exclusivity, you're adjusting and making your offer a little bit more powerful. That's all you're doing. And I think that's important because, again, the slide started, or this section started, you change your offer, you change your what? Life. Boom. Okay, so now retaining coaching clients. You guys have probably noticed I'm getting some heat from the back here. We're a little bit late. You guys are hungry. We got to keep going. So retaining coaching clients, attract coaching clients that pay, stay, and refer. There you go. That good-looking guy is getting in the way of my words. Okay, I'm not sure that popped up, but that's okay. We'll pop all those 6 keys to coaching industry leadership. And essentially, if you want to get on, you want to get these clients, but you don't want to just hands up, guys. If you get frustrated, you get a coaching client, and then in 90 days, what do they say? I'm falling behind. I'm overwhelmed. Can we take a break? Show of hands. You guys experienced that? Is there anything in the world more frustrating as a successful coach? The answer is no, right? Very, very frustrating. So again, these are things that I want you to be thinking about in these next couple slides that are going to be able to assist you with that at a high level. Get your clients results despite their pig-headedness, right? So, and you guys know what I'm talking about there, right? They don't even answer the stinking phone call. They're paying you $2,000 a month or whatever the number is, and then you're booked on Monday at 1 o'clock, and you're phoning and like no one's answering the phone, and they paid you, right? It seems a little bit weird, but the pig-headedness, guys, understand it. Don't get frustrated by it. Don't try and, don't be challenged by it. It's a problem and it's just reality, okay? And once you solve that problem with a particular client, there's going to be a new problem that you can anticipate as you're getting through that one. Full stop. And don't try to jump too far ahead, a la my example there with the circles. So getting your clients, so guys, if you could work out like the accountability bit, like let's say that you had clients and then you were able to get them to totally listen to you and take every single one of your calls and be totally fired up each time, do you know what your second project would be? World peace. Okay? Like in other words, well, it ain't happening, right? Like this is not you, it's not me, it's society, right? So just accept it for what it is. That being said, remember there's no such thing as a bad teacher, there's no such thing as a bad student, there's only a bad teacher. So again, we do need to adjust the way in which we're motivating them and, tweaking them. So I'm not saying the story is, well, screw him, and he's not going to reply. And Karl said that's okay. That's not what I'm saying, right? But I can tell you that, guys, it is just planet Earth stuff. right? So I see coaches getting frustrated all the time. They assume that they're not a good coach, and then they go, you know what, I don't know if this is necessarily for me. I'm not as good as as I thought I was, or I don't really see that I'm going to be able to, earn the income. The story becomes the negative one, where energy flows, energy goes, energy flows. So measure results and show clients regularly. Like, let's say I'm working with you, and in the first month we come up with an upsell, and the upsell is that again, you own McDonald's, and we say, do you want fries with that? And then we do the numbers. So here's what happens from my experience. We saw how impactful that could be at the end of 12 months. But I'm working with the client, and he says, hey, do you want fries with that? Or I'm working with a restaurant, and we're serving, we're bringing an extra coffee in. We're sending, in fact, let me play a scenario. You own a restaurant. If I come into your restaurant, what are the likelihood that I'm hungry? Probability like 100, right? Or like 0. It's 100, right? Well, why not offer me bread as soon as I come in? Right? Boom. And by the way, if I eat the bread, initially, I'm probably now going to stay around a little bit longer. So I get bread straight away. And now the meal comes, yada, 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 have them recommending some meals, and conveniently some, the better meals, and possibly slightly higher profit margined meals, right? Not necessarily expensive, but the higher profit margin. And then at the end of the meal, instead of like having, at the end of the meal, what do they want to hit you with? They want to hit you with the wine and the desserts, right? So instead of just saying wine, desserts, come out with a dessert tray. And say, so which one do you want to try with a fork? You can try any one of these 3. Boom. Now all of a sudden the dessert sales are going to go up a little bit, right? And if I eat bread and then I eat dessert at the end of the meal, have I just stayed in your restaurant probably another 15 minutes, possibly 30 minutes? So what are the chances of me having an extra coffee and an extra glass of wine? So you see the way I just took, let's call it a $50 restaurant tab, and I turned it into, not exciting, but let's say $65, right? Agree, that's about right? Well, here's the problem, because we all agree that works, right? What I just described, this is 101 stuff. Here's the challenge. Does it take a little bit more extra training? And then what the coach or what the business owner does is they do their math on Monday, and they go, look, we made an extra $87, and depending on how busy they are, like $100, $204. The numbers aren't very exciting. But when you show them what 87 is on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then multiply it by 365, and then you show them this, all of a sudden, does that get real exciting? Delayed gratification. So when I'm working with you, I come up with the upsell, and let's just, you own McDonald's, and I come up with fries. Don't just show them once, implement it once, and assume that they're going to give you credit for it for the next 365 days, because it's no longer your idea, it's theirs. Continually measure stuff like that on an ongoing basis. All of us are like, holy cow, like, you know what, the value that these guys are bringing, this is good stuff. I can't believe in 45 days and 2 months and 1 quarter, because now I'm working with my accountant at a very high level. I can't believe the difference this is making in my company, right? Okay, so you get what I mean there? You want to measure the results, and then you want to keep reminding them who's to thank about it, okay? How you leverage your 5 to 20% of your best clients. Squeaky Wheel gets the oil. Trevor talked about it, and he's telling the truth, by the way. Trevor, I know Trevor very well. He fires people, right? They're annoying him. It's game over. He's obviously a very high-level coach. He charges big dollars. He's just not interested. If somebody's a squeaky wheel, be very, very careful, guys, if you're giving them too much of your time, especially in a space like you and I live in the business coaching. Question for you guys. Often, again, some of you what I spoke to individually, I would have asked you this question. What do you do for 50 grand? And most of you don't do anything for 50 grand because you don't have a $50,000 program. I know this. If you don't have a $50,000 program, guess how many you're selling this year? Exactly 0. Very, very clear. Okay? So come up with a $50,000 program. Maybe in the first 6 months you're not going to sell it ever. Maybe you're only going to pitch it 1 or 2 times. But I'd be interested to know, what is it that you're going to do for the 50 grand? If you're sitting there thinking, I don't know what the heck I would do for 50 grand, just go have a look at your marketing system, guys. I got to tell you, on the back of your websites, there are $50,000 marketing systems in a multitude of different niches. So you want to help somebody for 50 grand, you just go take one of those and then customize it. And again, just follow Adrian's training, do a T, and all of a sudden, boom, you can customize it per the individual. But there's lots of stuff that you could be doing, but for 50 grand, again, I would be looking at putting one of those together. So then it's like, well, what would I do? Well, not so much for 50 grand, but if I was going to build like a full-blown kick-ass, coaching system, this is basically everything that would go in it. It needs to have audio, needs to have video. Some people want to listen while they drive in the car. Some people want to sit behind the computer because it's therapeutic. Some people speed read or would just prefer to read, probably most of us, right? Just fly through it on the iPhone. obviously e-learning just goes without saying that would be thrown in there. Quarterly get-togethers, okay, where we like, have you ever come up with a really good idea for a client and then you implement it and then you were really disappointed with the results? Welcome to planet Earth. Well, every quarter I want you to measure that stuff. So you're getting together and doing a formal, a formal review of what is and is not working. What is working, we're going to take to another level. Think of our spreadsheet, right? And then what's not working, guess what? We're going to cast this aside and stop sending energy there, because again, we're putting energy in the wrong areas of our business and not getting the results, or more to the point, your clients are doing that. So a quarterly get together, very, very powerful, and it increases your offer. Social media, I just put in brackets there, like social media, sales and marketing, leadership are like examples of programs that you guys could white label, create yourself, and all of a sudden throw in, right? So if you work with us, and some of you, we have a social media program, right? Boom. Leadership, 8-page book reviews. I get an insatiable appetite for information, guys, right? I just love reading, and I love, getting new stuff. If I could read a book and then get one idea, I kind of feel like that's really worth it. And I'm not suggesting, and for some of you it is, and some of you it isn't. It's really no big deal, but I like it. So I like to read these 8-page book reviews. And by the way, we have 52 of them. So we get those, and then if you like it, you read the entire book, and if you don't like, you don't worry about it. But the good news is, in 8 pages, which you can read in 20 minutes, you've got the best bits of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all the best-selling books of all time. Your client might love that if they have an insatiable appetite for information. If they don't and they hate reading, this isn't going to be a real, a big thing for them. But you might want to have it in your program. You could see how a few clients would be like, wow, that sounds amazing. I was planning on reading that book. A $50,000 marketing campaign, and of course, the 10% contingency. So basically, those are the types of things. But I started that with, what do you guys got for $50,000? I want you to, again, on a cognitive level, you get it. But now, what does a $50,000 marketing program mean to you guys ultimately for your numbers, for the impact? The person who buys it, could you imagine how much TLC they get from you? Right? They get a plenty. So, so for 50 grand, guys, I want you to own it, and then own it in your body in terms of, when you leave and when you're back at home and holding one another accountable. I'd love to think that you all have yourself a nice little kick-butt $50,000 program. You might delayed gratification. You might not sell it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Might be 2 years. Let's put it together. If you don't have it, you can't sell it. End of story. Increase the number of transactions. So again, make business doing fun. I mean, even this event kind of thing, again, which was Adrian's brainchild. I mean, I think we can all agree, even, the last couple of nights having a few beers, it's only going to ramp up from here. It's been a heck of a lot of fun. You guys could do something very similar on a local level easily. Collect credit cards. Again, guys, automatic transfers and, checks and that sort of stuff. iTunes are in the business of collecting credit cards. I suggest you do the same thing. Upsell at the close. Okay, so again, I get you to agree, and I'm $1,500 a month. I'm $1,000 a month. I'm $2,000 a month. Boom, you agree to it. What a perfect time to say, do you want fries with that? It works for McDonald's, and I promise you it can work for you. This could be, a lot of you guys have our home study course. Okay, and if you don't, again, we're talking about that in the coming days. But home study course, just look, if you want, I'll throw you in my home study course. I normally charge $3 grand for it. Look, just pay me for the shipping and the printing. It's only going to be $500 for you, which you really, you get it printed for about $250. But if you went to a really expensive place and got it printed once, it'd be $500, right? So you're staying in integrity, which I think is important. But you could hit them for $500 for the home study course and ship it off, but use that at the selling at the, as your French fries. Okay, so again, and by the way, because we talk about McDonald's and how they have it, again, we need to have these types of things ourselves. All right. Hire a social media speaker. So again, find somebody who's really good on social media, hire them, right? JV, hire them, write a check, go, here you go, bud. I'm going to pay you $1,000 to come and deliver an event. I need it to be 8 hours, and I'm going to have 50 of my clients there. Boom. How many people, if I offered you guys $1,000 for a speaking event, show of hands, who would take it? Well, so would the social media guys, right? And maybe he's going to negotiate with you and want a little bit more. That's fine. That depends on your capacity. But how many of you would like to be selling your own branded, in-house, BPI? Walt's brand is BPI, so it becomes BPI social media course, right? So it's his, and again, you just hire the expert. But again, and you'd have that as an upsell. Follow-up process, again, guys, you guys know that as well as anybody, absolutely critical. Our LinkedIn campaign, we have one LinkedIn campaign, it's done over $1 million. Without the follow-up emails and whatnot, you cut those numbers in half at least, okay? So you need to have the follow-up, which is a series of emails in that dynamic. Target high profit margin clients. Again, you want massage therapists, they make $100 a unit, whereas, somebody with a higher level, a moving company that's hitting you for, $4,000 to move, they've got a higher profit margin, a much better client to keep for many months than somebody with a low profit margin company. Over deliver on steroids. Again, I know it sounds like, again, it's just like that platitude and that general thing we just sort of throw out there, but I mean on a level like Adrian does. We all know Adrian enough to know that this man like over delivers on, steroids is sort of like the AAA, the AAA personality. It's on a whole nother level, at that level, guys. Constantly add new in-demand products. Again, things like social media and what John's got. These are the types of things that they want. Coaching is like the foundation, the foot in the door, and your primary product, but there's so much other stuff that you can be doing. The same way when you go to a football game, they're selling a product of a football game, but they're selling you burgers and hot dogs and pizza and this and that and souvenirs and 50-50 draws and the whole 9 yards. See your business to a certain degree a lot like that. Pre-seller accept prepayment. So again, the social media course isn't going to be for, and I'm just metaphorically using, there's a million others you could have. But the social media course doesn't come for 6 months, but if you prepay today, instead of it being $2,000, I'm only going to hit you for $797. I'm only going to hit you for $1,000, right? So prepay, and then guess what? If you don't get enough guys to enroll in the social media course, you don't even need to hire the guy, right? Boom. Use a 12-month guarantee. So again, a 12-month guarantee. So if we work together, I guarantee, again, I'm $1,000 a month, I'm $12,000 a year. At the end of 12 months, I'll write you a $12,000 check if you're not happy. But it's not at the end of 3 months if you're not happy. It's not at the end of 4 months you're not happy. It's the end of 12 months. So they got to keep paying you $1,000 a month for 12 months to exercise the guarantee. All right, you see how that could work? So again, so it's not a gear, and by the way, and you could do that, and you could do like a monthly, which can work very well. I talked about Craig's example, where he says, look, I'll work with you, like it's a month-to-month deal, and I give you a money-back guarantee. He's a fabulous coach, he's very passionate about what he's doing, and he's happy to do that. These are different options and whatnot, guys. But at the end of the day, if you're not getting your deals done, and you're not happy with the level, if you're not happy with, cannot connect to iTunes. Is it okay? Yeah. So, where was I at? The guarantee, what was I saying? Help me out, guys. Oh, if you're not getting your deals done, guys, up that guarantee like big time. Like if you work with a client and then they're not happy and you don't provide the results, they deserve their money back. Okay, so just give it back and then just say it up front. Once your conversions are up and your client list is up, now you can start going, you know what? Sorry, bud, there's no money back guarantee, dude. You buy me, you've seen me speak, you've seen my event, you know my other clients, you referred to me. There's no money back guarantee here. You do the work, you get the results. You don't do the work, you don't. And it's a 12-month commitment, end of story. Again, you can do that, but that's for the guy whose conversions are already really high, right? So again, not getting those deals done, use that guarantee in your favor to get over the line. Build a community like our Facebook page has been magic, right? No doubt, I know a lot of you guys are on there, right, all the time. Again, really good, build the same thing for your clients. This day and age, guys, with social media, there's no more secrets out there, right? Like it's all just, we're all naked, right? So, having like your own Facebook group and whatnot can be a real, on a level of like trust, when I say, look, all my clients from my Facebook page, I immediately put you up there to talk about accountability and to help them get going. To help one another and create like buddy system. A community on Facebook, very, very powerful. Referral clients will pay quicker, they will pay more, and they will stick around longer. End of story. So again, spend some time jacking up, your like referral program, your ability to get those referrals, and then your energy, where energy goes. I keep stuffing that up. Energy flows, energy goes. Is that right? So make sure you're spending some time in your own company to go, I need to start creating some referrals. I got to start asking for these things. This slide actually isn't supposed to be in here, but what the heck, it's there. The bottom line is, guys, the government's dinging you for 54% tax and 17% fees. When you do your numbers, you guys, 71% of all the money you earn goes somewhere else, right? So concentrate on this, guys. Find ways to save yourself. Get yourself a really good accountant and save yourself some tax, guys, because again, the largest expense in your lifetime, my lifetime, and everybody we know's lifetime is what? Tax. Spend some time, like rather than try get new clients and try raise your fees and whatnot, find a way to be able to keep more. Get creative with your like tax strategies for sure. Get a kick-ass accountant, guys. Credit card. How would you like to, if you've got credit card bills, they're dinging you for 18%, 21%, like, do away with that real fast. Get those suckers paid off. But how would you like to pay your mortgage? If you've got a 30-year mortgage, how would you like to pay it off in 15 years? And if you got a 40-year mortgage, how would you like to do it in 20? Here's what you do. Let's say your mortgage, real easy number. You got $2,000 a month for your mortgage, and $1,500 is interest. I think that's insane. $500 would be principal. That's what the numbers would roughly look like. What you do is you double up your principal payment. So you don't need to pay twice as much each month, because that's story, and that's, that'll get you out of state real fast. Like, that's too much. But you pay $2,500 a month. Now you're doubling up your principal payment. You take a 30-year mortgage paid off in 15 years. Boom. Every one of us could do it.
Make 13 payments a year instead of what?
And that as well. There we go. But you see, but the magic of that, guys, you take like a $2,000 mortgage payment, $2,500. It's not that intimidating. It's not that big of a deal, right? Well, you literally 30 to 15, 30-year mortgage to 15 years, pretty insane. That's how you can do it. But do you think the bank's going to give you that information? Absolutely not. If it appreciates, you buy it, a home. If it depreciates, you lease it, a car. Real simple words to live by. Okay, and you can lease, computers and all sorts of stuff. Move, like if you live like in New York, like I know in Australia, right? Like Sydney, the price of living in Sydney, which you got a couple, few folks from there. In fact, Daryl, aren't you moving? You're in the process of moving? Yeah, like Sydney's like insanely expensive. And, so you go live in like country Australia, which by the way, you could be like on the, the beach and the most amazing place on planet Earth, but the population's only going to be like 6,000 instead of, 6 million. And the price of living is just like literally, like it's almost halved. It's insane. So that could be, and why do I say that? We're business coaches. We can work wherever we want. You pick up the phone and you get those deals done. You offer the right guarantee. You get the right offer. You can do this from anywhere. That's something you might want to think about. And you might not want to, right? But that slide, but more to the point, make it happen, guys. Increase your leads. Just follow our own system. Increase your leads, increase your conversions, increase the number of transactions, the average unit of sale, and your profit margin, and life is good, folks. You can absolutely kick ass. So that, as far as a mindset, these are the things that we should be thinking about. We got to follow our own system. All right. So, guys, again, apologies. The second half went a little bit quicker than planned, but we just, we're out of time with some computer issues. But look, folks, that's it. Mindset of a 7-figure business coach. And the one thing that I would add, what I was going to put, and I kind of intentionally left it off because it's a whole, it's a dynamic that I think is important enough that I wouldn't need to spend an entire section on it. But hire a coach, guys. Hire a coach. That becomes a why. I promise you. You hire a coach when you get home, you will magically make 4 phone calls. You will close more deals. You guys ever cleaned your fridge? And all of a sudden, no, clean your Okay, you clean out your fridge and you take a bunch of crap out, right? And then you look in your fridge and you're like, wow, cool, right? I got all this room in my fridge. What happens 30 days later?
It's full again.
It's chock-a-block, right? It's totally full. It's the same thing. But in opposite. You grab a coach, you pay them, again, just pick a number, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, hire them. You're going to end up with a little bit of extra room in your bank account, unfortunately. But guess what's going to happen in, not too long. Boom, it's going to fill up. So I would encourage you guys to really be, thinking, how do I get a coach on board?
Join a mastermind. That's a good way too.
Yeah, look, for sure. Yeah, like again, guys, and guys, we teach this stuff, so we know it. So, but again, look, guys, from my heart to yours, I really appreciate you guys. Mindset of a 7-figure business coach. That's what I'd be doing if I were you guys. Thank you so much.